if I can use that word. We are similar spirits. So,
Yes.
uh, cricket is such a powerful, what should I say, form factor by which
Mm-hmm.
it cuts across class barriers, cuts across racial barriers, cuts across national barriers. It has been my calling card everywhere. Cricket has been my calling card everywhere. So, welcome. And I've not met too many female cricketers, so I'm very happy to meet you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
Minoti, as I said to you when we spoke on the phone, right, that we pretty much started Full Toss to promote cricket,
Yes.
and it's been quite a journey for Amarnath and I, and over the years, throughout our Full Toss career, which is we started in 2003. Full Toss, that's when it was conceived,
It's a
and
long journey.
it's a long journey. And along the way, we have supported many players, we have supported many organizations, and it's only because that's how we spread this, increasing this community. People talk, people play about the game, but then we are spreading the awareness through our association with, we're talking to you today, right? And it's, I think, within over the 20 years, our community has grown really big. So I genuinely wanted our cricketing community to know about you. And Amarnath, I was telling you earlier that a few weeks back, I was sent a clip, a 2 minutes clip, was a YouTube. And, generally I don't open anything. When somebody sends me something, I'm the last person to open it. But the fact that it came from a very reliable source, a mutual friend of Minoti and mine, and that intrigued me to open the link. And the first 30 seconds just captivated me.
Okay.
And it
Wonderful.
completely brought me down to this urge of having the person who is, in the video, or supposedly in the video, or not in the video. So, and that's where I was introduced to our guest today, and her name is Minoti Desai. Minoti Desai is a very, very, very big name in the cricketing community. She's
Not
represented
really.
India. She's represented India. She's played the test matches, one-day matches. And more I started learning about Minoti, the more I understood the magnitude of who we're really talking to today. We always hear in newspaper, we hear about on radios and televisions, we read in newspapers about national award winners. Today, both Amarnath and I are absolutely, it's our privilege that we have with us today a national winner, someone who has set records. Some of them, I'm sure they're not here broken yet, and that's what I want to talk to you about as we go along
Yeah.
in the show. But I want to first ask you about that YouTube video clip, and what does it represent to you, and what does it mean? There's a book that is coming out that Minoti you have authored. So
Well,
tell us a little bit about that book first. The name of the book.
sure. So the name of the book is She the Cricketer, and it's also coming in Hindi, but as the title is very catchy, and it clearly gives you a glimpse of a girl or a female or a woman playing cricket. So that's why I thought about this name, and I came up with this. And the book talks about a young girl, a very passionate girl, who is a sports lover, who is a very, very thin girl. I mean, so much so that people, when she first time goes to try cricket, people make fun of her, by saying, oh, okay, will you be even able to lift the bat? But the spirit that she had, that is what takes her through her journey. And the entire purpose of this book is that if cricket is such a game, and I can say it from my experience, that once you fall in love, you just cannot stop loving it. Whether like there could be people who have not been able to play at a certain level. There have been people who had to give up because of injuries. There could be people like me who had their own reasons to quit. But once in love, always in love. That's cricket. And that is what is she cricketer. That she always, from the time she remembers till the book ends, she's madly, deeply, and passionately in love with the game. Yeah.
I have to admit, Minoti, when I saw the clip, yes, Amarnath, go ahead.
No, it's really spoken from the heart.
Yes.
See, Minoti, this is from what you tell me, it's not scripted, straight from the heart.
Yes.
And from that point of view, I commend you. I appreciate what you have done.
My first intuition was when I saw the clip is, after the clip was over, Minoti, I thought that, okay, is this Minoti Desai story? Is this someone Minoti knows? Or because there were too many unanswered questions, which in a good way,
Yes.
meaning I wanted
Yes.
to know
Sure.
more about it.
Sure. See, basically, the entire purpose of this book is that obviously I can't stop showing the glimpses of personality of a cricketer because I've been one. And the language that is used in the book is sheer communication of my feelings in the form of words. Because if I say she was passionate about cricket, so it comes from the heart. So I can't change the word and I say that she liked cricket. It is passion, it is love, or it is first love. Or there's only one incident which I'll share with you later. But so basically, it is because say, a young age, I had to quit because of my own personal reasons. And as much as I wanted to, I could not continue, But as I said, the love always remained. And so I wanted my readers to go through this journey of a girl who becomes a woman later on, and how the sport, as in cricket, even if she quit, how her entire being sustained in life because she was a sportswoman, because she was a cricket player. And it also talks about different shades of what a player goes through. Like supposingly you have a person who plays sports. So at the max, what you can look at is the injury the kid has come back home with, or maybe a little bit of complaints that the kid might make. But what internally goes inside of a player, when that person is
Mindset, yeah.
Yeah. So that expression, if you call it, then yes, it is mine, but it's a fiction.
And when is the book coming out, Minoti?
See, it was supposed to come now in the last week, but then many people told me that they will want to forget 2020. So it's coming on. I'm launching it on 6th of January.
Okay.
And it's being done by one of my coaches.
Oh, very nice.
And, yeah, I was told that why don't I rope in some film star or whatever, or I can probably approach some cricketer. So I said, look, I have never been mesmerized by men cricketers because I'm myself one. Yeah. So there's no reason that why I should feel that, oh my God, if this person is there, then it's going to help. But I feel what gurus do in life for any sport, So it's just a very small way to show my gratitude that I'm very thankful to him. Yeah.
And if I can ask you, who's your guru?
Well, there have been many. Like the first guy I played with, he's also my guru because he bowled to me and he told me, okay, hit like this or hit like that. The first club that I went to, there were 3-4 people who taught me how to hold the bat, how to hit the ball, how to bowl. But I really look up to Mr. Sanjay Jagdale. He's a known name.
Yes.
And in my days, a girl cricketer was never seen in nets, So he included me with boys. He made me practice. And I don't ever remember looking into his eyes. I have so much respect for him. But I mean, I'm so much in awe of him. Let me tell you that. So, yeah.
You have a fantastic guru. And
Yes.
Amarnath, there is also a personal connection here because Minoti hails from the same town that I do, which is Indore.
Go Indore.
Exactly.
Hey, go Indore. Yes.
So, Minoti, I'm really excited. All the very best
Yeah,
for your
thanks so
book
much.
release. And there is this, now I want to take you from author to the player that you are. And I talked about some of your achievements in the beginning. You have played for India. You have represented India. But when I keep coming back to one score, and I wanted to ask you about this one particular score of 150.
Yeah.
And for those of us who will be watching this video, especially our young folks, it's important for them to know every 50 you score, it has a very, very powerful meaning behind it.
Sure.
A century, but when you reach another milestone, paint the picture for us where that 150 came from, and is that record still being held yet?
Yeah, it's an unbroken record.
Yes.
And nobody has ever scored 150 in the finals of a national.
Yes.
And I would say not even 50. Every run gave me the same thrill. And I mean, I don't want to hide my feelings, but yeah, 50 is very special. But I always look for hundreds. I was never satisfied with the 50. So when I reached that particular match, when I reached 100, then I started from zero again. I told myself that let me go and get another 50.
Gavaskar used to do that. He used to
Yeah.
go the
Yeah. And then unfortunately I got out, and I was not happy with myself that day. Even though I scored 150, I still remember I was, I think, hardly 19. But the coach that we had, Railways coach, yeah, I mean, I have to thank my coach of Railways also. He has really helped me grow as a player. And but he said, yeah, I mean, it was a good inning. He would rarely say. He and Jagdale sir are two people who would not really go gaga over a good innings or a bad innings or whatever. So yeah, it was pretty good. I was happy, but not really satisfied.
Did that come in Chepauk?
No, it was on the railway ground.
Okay.
In Chennai, yeah.
In Chennai.
Yeah, Chennai, yes.
Because
and it was very humid. It was in the month of May end.
Oh boy.
So yeah, it was very, very hot. But then when what happened is that when I was a kid, I have done a lot of cycling. I used to go on pool, I used to come back, I used to go to the ground. So I think stamina wise, that really helped me.
Minoti, 85, and I'm reading this, and that's why I'm asking all these questions. 85,
Sure.
87. And, I took some notes here. They said that you captained both the senior and the junior teams?
Well, I captained both the teams, and it talks about the Indian University team.
Yes.
So, and you'll be surprised to know that I was picked up for Indian University, even without playing for Indore University.
Wow.
I had not even played inter-universities. But I don't know what led me there. And suddenly I just packed my bags, and somebody told me that there are trials happening for Indian. It's the first time the team was formed, the Indian University team. And the morning of the match, morning of the net practice session that I reached, the coach there, he said, okay, I want to see you bat. I didn't tell him where I come from, or, I played for India or whatever. And then once I finished my batting, then he wanted to chat with me, and he asked me a couple of questions. And unfortunately for the captain, or fortunately for me, the captain was made vice captain. I mean, he really thought that I'm a brainy girl. Okay, he thought, not me. And then I went on to become the captain of under 19 team. And we won the nationals. So, yeah. And also, when you talk about seniors, uh, again, senior means that you have no age limit, anybody of any age can play. And when we talk about under 19, then obviously
Yes.
girls up to 19 years. So in that, again, I was playing for Madhya Pradesh, and we were playing against 7 times national champion, Indian Railways,
Mm.
who were never beaten. And so we won that. Yeah.
That's a pretty special victory, Minoti.
Yeah.
It's a very, very special victory. Amarnath, any questions for Minoti?
No, it's really wonderful to hear her stories because the good times is what gives you the strength to face adversity.
Yes.
Okay. I always, when you climb a mountain, you can always see the top, but in between you have to see from where you have come up. And that's where, that gives you the strength to go to the summit.
Very well said, Amarnath. Very well said. Minoti, how are we always talk, and I ask this question to everyone that comes on the show, is, we talk about, yes, there's enthusiasm, there is love for the game, but after some point, the reality sinks in. And the reality here is your facilities, the kind of, do they get paid? Do players get paid for this, for playing, or do they have to shell money from their pockets? Especially when you were playing, you went to, play all these different tournaments. You went for trials. How were the facilities for you? What kind of challenges did you have to go through that you wish now that those can be improved?
Well, things have been improved. I mean, it is a complete turnaround ever since BCCI has taken over. So as such, I have nothing that I can really suggest that this should happen, because what could have happened, more than that is happening today.
Okay, good.
Okay, good.
But yeah, when in my times, I don't ever remember feeling bad about traveling in third class or sleeping in one room. Like, we used to get small rooms, and we were probably 16 of us, but I don't remember because I love the game so much. I just didn't want to come back and tell my parents that, look, this is not right, so I won't go again, because I didn't want to give them a reason for me not going again. And honestly speaking, if you really ask me, I was too innocent to observe these things. I got so merged into it. I was so excited. I was so passionate about just wanting to go there and play, that these things never really bothered me. I remember we went to Bangalore once, and we had to travel for those days. We had very slow trains. And I was sitting next to the toilet, So we just had 2 berths. So girls could only sit, and that also you can imagine on one berth, maybe maximum 5 people. So the rest of us were sitting near the toilet. And every time somebody wanted to use the toilet, say a passenger, we had to get up, we had to pick the baggage, put it aside, and let them go, because we didn't want complaints also. But it really didn't matter. At least to me, it didn't matter.
Wow. It's absolutely unbelievable. I mean, some of the stories that, we hear. And Minoti, I also now, I know because we have 10 minutes left on this call, I also want to rope you in some of the current discussions that we're having. And now we have a cricket player with us. Someone, by the way, you speak brilliantly. Love the way way you talk, and you've got a tremendous command on your voice. And we're both radio people, so that's one thing we look for.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yesterday, the whole of nation, the whole of India was, erupted. Erupted, right? And I think rightly so, because it's a cricket-frenzy nation, and every loss is taken as if there is no tomorrow.
Yes.
At the same time, when somebody does well, we also have a tendency of taking them to the heights that there is no tomorrow.
Yes.
So there are extremes.
Absolutely.
And Amarnath and I, we experienced that on our show, and I can guarantee you next Thursday's show, we'll have people already waiting for us to go on air and pretty much have their, emotions poured out to us. But as a cricketer, as someone you have played, yes, it hurts anytime, you lose a match. But what was your overall impression, Minoti? I wanted to hear from you as a cricketer now, somebody who's been in the middle.
Yeah, sure. See, I personally felt that Australians really bowled. I mean, they were out of the league. They were completely so good, you know. So I'm not defending the Indian batsmen, because we have some classy batsmen who can't be really compared. But honestly, they really bowled well. It was just a bad day for Indian batters, you know, where the opposition gets into the rhythm when they get into, and of course you know, the pitch helped them and the swing helped them, and the bounce, of course, the Australian pitches are known for it. So I felt that I think it was the brilliant bowling that did the trick, and less of faults that you could find with Indian batting, because it is just another day when all 11 of them couldn't cross, you know, they couldn't reach a double figure. So yeah, and yeah, I mean, of course, there is a lot of. I mean, if you ask me, if I was a batter, then I would know that okay, I've just played here or there. I've just had my recent matches on flat pitches. I'm talking the tournaments before it, and then suddenly from there you go to a level of facing Australian bowlers who are really, I mean, I was really very, I see, as a cricketer, I would say that I enjoyed their bowling, but as a Indian, I hated them, you know, what they did.
There
So
is
that's
one,
how I will.
but there's one topic, Minoti, that came up in our last week's show. And Amarnath can recall that. He can tell you about it. I had a quick point about that discussion. And this discussion surrounded Prithvi Shaw. And
Okay.
what my point was that for anyone to reach at this level, Prithvi Shaw is someone who has scored heavily. I mean, he scored tons and tons of runs before he even came to the national side. And he has a specific way of playing. And when you tinker or when you tweak with, yes, I get it. I get it. You know, we all get it that, you know, you can't have so much of room between your pad and your bat.
And the
And the
backlift.
backlift. Yes. I want to get to the
Yeah.
backlift also. But more importantly, what really bothered me for the last 3 years within the IPL when he was playing is the constant meddling with him. When you have a player who's got a genuine ability, how
Yeah.
far can you go with coaching someone? And I think, Amana, that was my point on Thursday when we talked about it. That, you know, it's over coaching sometimes can also cast a doubt in a player's mind. And in
Yeah.
crucial situations, he or she may not be able to decide, well, is this right or wrong? And
I don't think so. Not at
yeah,
India level. Yeah, no, I don't agree. I mean, if you're that weak that you forget that what is my strength, and I mean, for a short while you try something else. Suppose I'm a left-hander and somebody tells me that okay, hold the bat. I will talk about the very basics, and somebody tells me hold like this. So I will try it because that person knows a lot about cricket. But if I think that no, even if I'm holding the bat in a very unorthodox way, but it's suiting me, I'll stick to my basics. You know that this suits me.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, Isha. So mental strength that has to come from a player. You can't be blaming people around them. They will teach them from the orthodox book of cricket. Yeah. So it's up to the player to. I mean, come on, you can't be saying that a Virat, will defend in the same way that he does in a test match, because obviously he's going to open his bat, he's going to slide, he's going to do everything. So the adaptability nobody can teach. That has to come from the player. Yeah.
and the backlift that you were talking about, not only for Prithvi Shaw, but I've also heard experts talk about the way Mayank is holding his bat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now that can be different, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it can be different on the kind of pitches or atmosphere you play in, right? The backlift.
See, I have seen him in the past, and I did feel that if you talk about great players, there is always you have to have your own uh, decision to decide that, okay, I want to stand in front, I want to stand at the back, I want to shorten my back lift, I want to increase it, so you just can't go with the same thing every time. It may look to a person that this person holds the bat like this or that, but there's a lot of adjustment that a batter has to do.
Mm-hmm.
And even Mayank, I felt his back lift is really changed. It is not what I've seen him before. So I don't know whether it is he decided to do it because he's in Australia, but then I thought he also had a bit of higher back lift than before.
Yeah. Amarnath, you had a couple of points on Thursday that we were talking about the same issue.
A higher back lift per se is nothing wrong.
Okay? Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Incidentally, one of my coaches was a former English Test cricketer, T.S. Worthington.
Okay.
From the 1930s. And
yes.
I used to ask him a lot of questions because I was picked up for that coaching camp under T.S. Worthington in 1965. Okay. I'm dating myself. So he used to tell that high back lift is not a bad thing by itself, but how close it is to your body makes all the difference.
I agree. I 100% agree. Yeah.
And I had another NIS coach, Bhupati, who coached me later on. He was a Hyderabad Ranji player of the 1940s.
Yeah.
And he worked with me. I remember in one session, he said, I have a high back lift I had. So he made me lift my bat only with my left hand, not with my right hand.
Okay.
He said, if you will lift your bat with your right hand, it comes in an arc.
Yeah.
And that's where the gap comes in.
Yeah.
Learn to lift only with your left hand. Mentally think you don't have the right hand.
Yeah.
Mentally think you don't have the right hand and play it that way. Then the bat will automatically come close to your body.
Yeah.
See,
I had very high back lift. I mean, mine was like this. But then, I mean, there were times when I changed it. And,
So all these cricketers, I'm sure they know they've got enough coaching and enough talent to figure out. But they need to have a certain, discipline, that riyaz they have to do every day.
I think it's the application. Yeah, I agree. It's the application. When to apply what? I mean, suppose you have taught me that, okay, make your back lift short. I just can't be doing it as and when.
So
when it is required.
They need to see the tapes every day and see, did they really put into practice? How can they improve upon it? By the way, I'm very impressed with today's cricketers' commitment to the game.
Yes.
In the 60s, it was very difficult to make a living out of cricket. It was impossible, not just living. It was impossible to make a living out of cricket. And for things to have changed in my lifetime, it's the most gratifying thing. To see people can make a living out of their passion of cricket. So I agree, the Australian bowling was very good, brilliant, not just very good, it was brilliant. Batting, what I felt was they needed to, they were nicking the ball to the wicketkeeper or first slip all the time. They needed to negate the swing by being a few inches outside the crease.
Yes.
While playing. When you take the stance, they were caught at the crease most of the time, hanging their bat out.
Yeah.
And
I must say, I'm impressed. I'm very impressed with you.
So they were caught at the crease. You look at all the outs; they are all standing at the crease or.
Well, you're right.
What is called half cock. All of them were caught half cock. I mean, neither forward nor backward.
Yeah.
And I remember Shane Warne talking that morning before the game. His comment was, the Aussies need to pitch it up. In the first innings, they were bouncing the ball. They need to pitch it up and catch them hanging the bat out. And that was the game plan, and they executed it perfectly.
Now, before I wrap up, real quickly, I want to hear Minoti's playing 11. Then I want to rope Minoti back into my original discussion. I want to wrap it up that way. But before I did that, what is your playing 11 for Test 2? I'm not even getting into 3 and 4 yet, but let's talk about the second test. You're playing 11.
I think I'll go with the same team.
Go with the same team.
Well,
Yeah.
Virat Kohli is not there, so you have to drop
Yeah,
someone.
Virat Kohli. Well, yeah, Kohli's not there.
Obviously, yeah. So you'll have to give me time to think.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Amarnath, you're playing 11.
My playing 11, well, I would. We have to make two changes. One is Virat Kohli is dropped.
And
I'll
Shami.
bring
Yeah.
Rahul will come in most probably to strengthen the batting. And the next thing is, I'm not sure that Shami is recovered from the blow.
No,
I'm
he
not
hasn't.
sure either. He hasn't.
He hasn't.
So we have to replace Shami with another fast bowler.
Yeah.
But
My-
Saini has done really. I'm not trying to influence your decision, but I'm saying for the last 2 practice tests, I've seen Saini performing beautifully, brilliantly.
Now, Saini sprays the ball. He has the speed. On the speed gun, he has got very impressive numbers. But it is also a matter of control. I don't see the control in Saini. He sprays the ball. And at that level, if you spray the ball, the batsman, it makes it very much easy for the batsman.
No, but I think he needs to be given a few chances.
Okay.
I feel so.
I generally. No.
Well, Minoti and Amarnath, thank you for that playing 11. Now, Minoti, a lot of our listeners are also young boys and girls. And they are, genuinely. I think as young as 14 and 13, they'll call us on our show. We've had even younger players than that, who will call in.
Yeah.
You have actually, and I'm very excited to put this clip on our show to our, our listeners to listen in. More importantly, Amarnath and I have been pushing for domestic cricket in the United States. More importantly, we have been big advocates of women's cricket.
Yes.
And I think I've told you in the past, last time when we spoke, my biggest heartburn here is lack of support that we get from women's cricket participation. Every now and then we'll have someone who will come on the show, but that support that's something we're missing now. I have you on the show. Now today's cricketers like, Harmanpreet Kaur or, you have Smriti Mandhanas, you're playing, going and playing in Big Bash League and whatnot. They have become heroes. They have become role models.
Don't forget Mithali Raj.
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. As a matter of fact, Anjum Chopra is one of our panelists on the show. She every time she gets a chance, she'll come regularly. But I'm asking Minoti Desai, to talk to our young girls in the Houston area or in New Jersey or California, Chicago, Florida, where they listen to us. What is your message to them?
I just want to say one thing, that things might take time. Okay, sometimes we don't. It doesn't look as bright as we think it should be. Like when I talk about my days, then maybe from people's eye, it was not a popular game at all. But if you like cricket and if you are passionate about it, just stick to it, and you never know when the turnaround suddenly might just happen. So you can't, if you don't believe in your passion and if you don't go on sticking to it, then who else will? So that's about it.
That's very well said. That's very well said. And your book, She, coming out very soon. I'm excited about your book, and we'll have you again on the show. We'll have a call with you once your book is released, so we can.
Yeah, sure. And I just want to say one more thing, that I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful, and it has been awesome having a conversation with both of you who are such passionate cricket lovers. Because it's one thing to really talk about cricket, and it's another thing to really talk about cricket.
Yes.
So that's what we did today, and I really enjoyed the conversation we had. And thank you so much for having me here today.
Oh, Minoti, it was our pleasure. It was absolutely our pleasure. And I will also extend an invitation from both Amarnath and I to you that, whenever you get a chance, we would love to have you on our show, Full Toss, which airs every Thursday. I know it's going to be early morning for you, but we go live at 7 o'clock in the evening here in Houston, 8 o'clock for Amarnath. And so one of these days, we would love for our listeners to really have that one-on-one with you, that, exclusive. So I'm extending that offer to you. Please let us know. We would love to, put you on our show.
So I would
One of
love to
these
be
days.
there. Really. Thank you so much.
And Amarnath, before I close, any closing comments?
No, I'm thankful. I'm very happy to have met Minoti because it's the next generation which is going to take the game to the higher heights. Okay,
Yes.
and I got the passion for cricket from my dad, and he followed Moin-ud-Daula in 1930s. From there, and now my son, who grew up in this country, is a big passionate cricket fan. By the way.
Okay.
I think we're losing you, Amarnath, for a second, but yes, I can tell you, I can vouch for Amarnath what he has said or what he's going to say. For the 18 years, him and I have been sharing the mic, and been across to each other in the studio. And now he's in New York, I'm in Houston, but we do it every day, every week, on the phone and FaceTime. That's how we do it, so we can see each other. I can tell him, look into his eyes and tell his next move, but he can, tell my next moves too. But more importantly, it's the passion that we share. We don't
Absolutely,
preach. We don't preach on
yeah.
our shows. We tell you the way it is. We stay away from the gossips. We're not going to. You will never hear us talk about Virat Kohli. Why is he going to India? He's having a baby, or his girlfriend or his boyfriend. We never talk about those things. Our discussions are mainly purely focused and concentrated. And I'm just thankful to God that He's blessed us with listeners across the globe. And our reach is in Australia, New Zealand, Pakistan, UAE, you have Qatar, you have Doha, you name it, all the places, England, Germany. Now I've got some folks in Canada and Mexico who follow us regularly. They never miss a beat on the show. And so I'm thankful to that. And I'm thankful to all our listeners. And I'm thankful to folks like you, Minoti, who will come in on our shows and they'll share your experiences. I thank you for your time. I wish you all the best for your book.
Before you close, I have
Yes,
to say that the team that you have, you and Amarnath, the passion that you have, anybody who has little bit of interest, if they listen to you once, they will get hooked onto the show.
Oh boy.
That's for sure.
That's so nice of that is really nice
genuinely.
of you. That is nice of you, Minoti, to say that.
Yeah, really.
So do come back to us. Do come back to us, and you got to make it. I'm telling you, that video was so intriguing. The book is there, but I hope, I wish once the book is out, you're going to produce a short film or a documentary on that.
I already have an offer.
Oh, great.
You have to see have to see the video. It's intriguing, absolutely intriguing.
Did he see? Did he see or not?
I sent it to him.
I sent it, of course. Anything which Amit sends on cricket, within 15 minutes, I'll see it. 15 minutes, because if I'm driving, I cannot see it. But once I'm back home, I see it immediately. No.
So through you guys, I just want to request everybody to just spare some time for my book, She the Cricketer, and I'll try not to disappoint anyone. Thanks.
No. You do your best. That itself is
you did your best. Yeah. And I think this is going to be a massive hit, I'm telling you. It has
thank you.
It has success written all over it, this book.
And
I wish you all the best.
You keep at it. I can see on your face the passion for cricket and the passion for whatever you do. You just keep doing it, and genuineness always connects.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very true.
You cannot fake genuineness.
No.
Once the genuineness people see, they automatically are attracted or they gravitate towards genuine people.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for your kind words, and thank you for having me today.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming. And on that note, I'm going to I'm not going to say goodbye, because I'm going to take you back on the show. But I'm going to say
live.
Yes,
don't forget your promise. Live.
You will be with us on. You're with us live.
Live, definitely.
100%.
You have to get up early for it, but
I will. I would love to.
If you do that, you'll definitely be on our show.
Amarnath,
thank you so much.
Thank you, Minoti. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thanks a lot. Many thanks.